What's going on, everybody? This is the blockchain backer bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Today, we're taking a look over here at the Bitcoin price chart, and we'll take a quick peek over there at the altcoin market as well. This video is going to be pretty brief of what's going on in the markets today. I've had a pretty busy morning. I was over there on the BitBoy live stream earlier this morning, and then have a bunch of activities with my kids this afternoon. So I'm trying to squeeze something in really quick to not leave you guys hanging to talk about what's going on in the markets. It's actually a pretty interesting day over there in the stock market because the Dow Jones is up over 400 points. But if you're missing the news somehow, like Meta or Facebook is down over 20%, getting hammered as the bubble pops for Facebook and Meta. And the tech sector has a little bit of a difficult day. But for the most part, the market is green and the Dow Jones is up over 400 points. However, the crypto market is relatively tame after yesterday's price action where Bitcoin broke away from its 43-day range in here. Finally getting out, still hovering on top of that price level today. So just kind of back testing day to see if it can confirm it as some support. So we're all kind of waiting on that to see if we get a positive test of support today. The rest of the market is relatively tame. You can see XRP is literally flat at a 0.00% change. The total altcoin market cap, nearly the same, 0.02%. So total 3 is actually the altcoin market excluding Ethereum. If we include Ethereum in there, total 2, still negative 0.29%, relatively flat day. And we can just see that by looking at the right side of the screen. Half the stuff is green, half the stuff is red. It's been a couple of days, maybe almost a week since we checked in on the Bitcoin dominance. There still has been no change in here, still paused out, waiting for action to emerge here in the altcoin market versus Bitcoin. I'm still optimistic on this, but just waiting for something to appear. These are one of those moments in time where it's just primed for a catalyst. No clue what that could be, but it certainly is primed for one with how long this range has gone on for in the phase at which we are at. So I have to talk about magical unicorn fairy dust, the puppet master pulling the puppet strings, God, simulation theory, whatever it is, we are primed for a narrative. But until then, not much has changed in the market since yesterday, but the positive thing is to see at least prices were able to hold. A lot of rumors out there that it was a short squeeze. A lot of times when we see a short squeeze happen where it goes out and liquidates all of the leverage in the system, then prices will immediately revert right back down. However, prices have still been able to maintain themselves. And still, it's about keeping that level head for me and knowing how we've gotten to where we are right now in the cryptocurrency market, and especially over here for Bitcoin. That, well, we're just kind of in an accumulation range at this point, so long as this remains true. Looking for an uptrend to start beginning at some point, but still an uptrend within a range. I do recognize this is not the most favorable thing to say, hey, sideways, but you remember at the beginning of the month, we were saying, hey, look, if this continues, we'll just kind of do this all through October. The good news is we're almost at the end of October. So that was really our expectation going into this month. We're getting near the end of the month. Time is starting to wrap itself up. After doing YouTube videos for 3 years and going through many time periods like this, it's always difficult when we're in that sideways time period and actually expecting it to be sideways. When I met up with TXMC a couple of months ago, we had a conversation discussing, why everybody is team up or everybody is team down, and there's nobody who is team sideways. And it's because nobody wins. Because if you look out there in the market right now, what does everybody want? Everybody either wants the price to crumble down so they can buy it at lower prices, or they want prices to shoot straight up. So the pain trade for the split market that's going on out there is just sideways. It's what every participant doesn't want. And so we just got to kind of work our way through this moment. As for the XRP price chart, it still is in this range that it's been in for over a month at this point. And so I'll reiterate some things that are going on here. Is that we're still waiting on whether or not this is going to be a back test or if this is going to be kind of a retrace and longer drawn out moment here for XRP. After capitulation, we spent a long time discussing in here how this is similar to what happens in absolute completed corrections in markets, and that it was identical to how Bitcoin's entire 2018 correction played out, where XRP did a 5-wave structure to the downside, as we had seen back in here for Bitcoin, before bouncing off of support, holding this level until it finally capitulated its way right through it. And that we were witnessing Wyckoff accumulation happening down here for XRP. Now the big question is, is it going to do something similar to we watched of a go ahead and backtest the sign of strength right now? Or are we going to be getting ourselves one of these things playing out in here? And I do understand there would be a lot of hype and excitement to see XRP get it back above $1 right now. And I would still think technically that still seems to be in play. You can see the level at which it was fighting up against here underneath the support level. It's still doing that right now. However, we have left the open gaps down below. So if we do start firing up in here, I would still, the cautionary tale would be crash, retrace, reaccumulation. And so long as we still sit in here, still holding these lows from back on September 28th, it still seems to be valid. You guys know my personal things I'm cheering for. I'm cheering that we actually just get it over with and just get on our way after that, just so I don't even have to think about that anymore. The only negative thing about something like that is a 18 to 20% fall. But I can promise you, none of you will enjoy having the blockchain backer YouTube channel spending, dear goodness, don't be like a year sitting there saying, hey, we've got to worry about a 75% fall coming because we never backtested. So the story is still the same here, so there's not a whole lot to say here on XRP as it still sits here within this range on whether or not it's going to end up backtesting the sign of strength level, which is going to be this whole region right in here between 37 to 39 cents. So still a waiting game on there. It's kind of one of those things where we think to ourselves on short-term time frames and long-term time frames, like we would all love to see the price go up really fast in the short-term time frame, but then we have to sit there and spend long-term time frame like that. But if instead we do short-term time frame like that, then we could do long-term time frame like that. And so that's kind of just how my thought process is on it. I don't control markets. I don't have the decisions on what happens. But yeah, you've been hearing that story out of me for a good month. And still, we're just stuck in here. Daily moving averages, it sits on top of all of them at this point. The 50, 100, and the 200. The weekly averages are still a problem in here. Like we were discussing about weeks ago, the big problem of the 200-week moving average over here on the XRP versus Bitcoin price chart, still a problem. But, those daily averages, interesting, which a lot of times when we look at things like Bitcoin in here and we say, well, what's up with all this random price action that's happening in here? And then we throw on all of the moving averages and you start to see, that price has been pretty responsive to that. So where's Bitcoin getting stuck at right now? It's getting stuck under its 100-day moving average. So clear through there, good deal, but definitely overhead resistance just sitting right there. So just a tame day out there in the markets, but still Bitcoin holding on top of the 43-day range that it did break out of yesterday with nothing crazy happening. And for that, I'll take it. A lot of times with short squeezes, you do see price go up, liquidate all the leverage, then boom, right back down. But it's been able to maintain it so far. But we know sitting right on top of it currently at this point is the 100-day moving average. That has been a problem all throughout here. So come on, let's get through it. That's what we're waiting on. Otherwise, it's still just let's wait, which, as you can see, is the same story for the total market cap of the entire cryptocurrency market. That's where we've gotten to. Now, we'll see how the week does close, but the total market cap, it's doing the same thing we've been talking about over there with Bitcoin, right? You get through the 50 and the 100-week moving average bounces around in there, capitulates through the 100-week moving average. Here we've been down here at the 200-week moving average. The last couple of weeks, we noticed, we've been just kind of creeping underneath here. So far this week, we have popped back up above the 200-week moving average. It's not unusual at the bottom to see that happen. That has happened for the total market cap previously. We also saw that happen for Bitcoin back in 2015 down in here. But we'll see how the week does close. So I think a lot of the worry out there would be that, we get through here, we back test it, we knock into it, and then whoop, you head straight down. But we can see we've gotten through. One thing that would be concerning, right, is if, let's say, that this thing turns red, and then you just have this huge upper candle wick here, and then you got a big fat red candle heading down. That gets a little bit concerning, but still there's 3 days left until this candle will close. So we'll keep an eye on that throughout the week. I do intend on working all throughout the weekend because it's a big week out there for XRP, NFTs. It's a lot of excitement in the community right now. I almost took today off because I've been so busy and I'm having to kind of rush this video, but knowing that I still have a lot more videos that are coming out this week. But I thought it was important to talk about these things. But we did discuss this recently. Hey, look at that total market cap right back above that 200 week. We'll keep an eye on it throughout the rest of the week and into the weekend to see how it closes out on Sunday night. Otherwise, altcoin market, same story, still maintaining in there just fine. If you want to check out the live stream from earlier this morning over on BitBoy's channel, you can check it out over there on BitBoy Crypto. It's this live stream right here. Bitcoin is freedom in the face of censorship. I come onto the show at the 12-minute mark. We mainly discuss the issues over there on a video I put out 10 days ago. The case for the bottom being in, Bitcoin, the big debate. If you haven't checked out that video, I was kind of watching it again this morning. I was like, dang, I did a good job on this video. But I put that one out 10 days ago. If you haven't checked that one out, go ahead and check that one. Otherwise, little teaser over here on Twitter. What could possibly be underneath the velvet curtain? There's no way anybody would be able to guess what that could be. But all right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. Busy week for me, busy day for me still. As we all know, we have XLS20 coming to the XRP ledger there on Monday. Been trying to put out videos on the NFTs coming out on the XRP ledger, set to mint next week. I realize that's not for everybody. Been trying to separate those videos entirely from speaking about the charts to talking about what's coming for the XRP ledger. But that's the big event coming next week. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and wrap this one up. Thank you so much for watching. If you could, please like this video and give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.